feel a bit like Mariah Carey. It's time! Hello everybody, welcome to a very special episode of The Stash. My name is Jess, I am the dyer and owner of Skein and Stitch, and today on this episode of The Stash we're going to be doing a very exciting deep dive into my Advent collection for 2025. So I'm going to take you behind the scenes. Well, I'm going to talk you through all of the offers and all the tiers that I have for my Advent collection, because I don't just offer a 24 mini skein set for my Advents. I like to offer different products with different price points so that it doesn't matter kind of what you're after. There, hopefully it will be something that you will enjoy. So I'm going to get started. We're going to get stuck into talking about every single tier, what the options are, and give you the information. So if you're interested in my Advent, you can choose the best option for you. So let's get started. The first tier that we're going to be talking about is the classic tier, the big tier, the tier that most of the people that purchase my Advent will purchase, and it is the daily Advent. So this is going to be 24 mini skeins, 20 grams a piece, and it's a lot of yarn. That's a sweater quantity's worth of yarn, and you're going to have 4 bases to choose from this year. So we have plush sock, merino 4-ply, natural 4-ply, which is a non-superwash merino, and a plush DK. And you get 24 minis, and this Advent this year is themed. My whole Advent collection is inspired by Anne of Green Gables. It's called an Advent in Avonlea, and I like doing Advent collections like this. I like having a theme, and then all of the tiers kind of work together, but they also can stand alone separately. So this Advent, the 24 mini skeins will fade, and I'm going to put pictures, I'm going to show pictures of the Advent mood boards on here, so as I'm talking you'll be able to see. So the first mood board is really going to be a lot of earthy pinks and peaches. I want it to feel really warm. So the first 6 colors in this fade, you can expect to see those types of shades moving forward. So you're going to see a couple of similar values of the same hue, which means you're going to see the color kind of moving through peaches and pinks in this section of the mood board. So for the second mood board, so this is days 7 through 12, we're going to work into our warmer tones. So we're going to see some gold, some ochres, some like warm nutmegs. I really want this section to feel comforting. It was really inspired by just the earthy tones of Prince Edward Island and just kind of the overall vibe of the old books. And this section felt to me very it just needs to be included. I know the idea of warmer tones, like some more of those brown hues, might not be everyone's taste, but I would like to encourage you to embrace the warmth and the comfort of those shades this year. So in mood board 3, we have days 13 through 18. We're going to be looking at greens. So all of the nice, beautiful, lovely greens. I love the idea of olives and mossy greens. I want it to feel very natural, very rich. This is actually kind of my dyeing comfort zone. I love dyeing greens, so I'm really looking forward to moving through this part of the fade. So you can expect those 6 days to have a lot of greens. And then the last mood board 4, this is days 19 through 24. We're going to be looking more towards silvery grays. I'm looking at like lavendery, heathery colors. Expect like really nice kind of dusky purples in this section. So the last 6 colors you're going to end on that vibe. And I really wanted the Advent to be split into 2 sections. So if you purchased my Alice in Wonderland Advent last year, the first 12 colors were really cool toned, and then the last half, the last 13 days 13 through 24 were really warm. I'm kind of flipping that this year. So the first 12 days I'm going to be doing like a lot of warmer peaches and pinks and sandy colors into the warmer browns and like the nutmeggy colors. So I really want the first half of this Advent to be really warm, and then the second half, the greens into the purpley grays. I want that to feel a bit more cool toned. And the reason for this is because I think it would look really good all together, but also if you wanted to split the Advent up into 2 sections, if you wanted 12 minis for a project and 12 minis for another project, you would have cohesive palettes that work separately. And then indeed, again, you have the 6 a mini skeins for each of the mood boards that you can pull out of the Advent, and they will work together nicely. So I want the Advent to work together as a whole, but I'm also designing it so you can split it up into different projects if that's what you would like to do. And I know the pattern that M is curating to go alongside this daily Advent, which I will talk about in just a second. She's going to be pulling some of those colors, so they will be able to mix and match across all of the mood boards, but also they work together as a whole. So that's another thing, that with my daily Advent, you will receive not only the mini skeins, but you will also be receiving, as part of the Advent, a crochet pattern from M of Me Ma Makes. She is designing it for this Advent. You can also purchase it from her separately, but you will get a copy of the pattern with your Advent, and she is designing it to work with the bases that I'm offering. I know she's swatching for DK. I'm not sure if that's gonna be a part of the pattern. I mean, at this point, it depends on what she decides to do, but she is designing a pattern to go with this Advent. And the brief that I gave her was think quilt block patterns, think Anne of Green Gables, and you have to wait to see what she comes up with, because I've seen preliminary drawings and swatches, and it's absolutely incredible. So you'll get the yarn, you'll get the pattern. I also do offer a free Discord read along. So every year, it doesn't matter if you purchase my Advent any tier or not, or if you do, you're very cordially invited to jump on my Discord link, and I'm gonna put the link in my description below, so if you wanted to join my Discord, you can. So every year we do a read along. So this year we're reading through Anne of Green Gables, and we're gonna have a great discussion. Some people share their Advent projects, and we just talk about it as a community. So I wanted to offer that as a space during the Advent, so it's not just the yarn. You're welcomed into a community and a great chat with people who love Anne of Green Gables as much as you do. So, and I have also I'm working with an illustrator this year for the exterior art for the box. So the Advent will be packaged in kind of like a chocolate box Advent, so you get a window every single day to open, and then I'm working with an artist to give you a bespoke piece of art you can put in your homes during the festive season. So the box itself I've designed to look really nice on your shelf during the festive season, so you can enjoy it visually, and you also have your yarn. So the pattern so the whole Advent, that tier is 170 pounds. That is also inclusive of shipping for the UK. So you don't have to worry about any shipping charges domestically. If you are an international customer and you're purchasing it, I've kind of reworked the listings to make international posting a little bit cheaper to reflect this for you. But yes, so that is 170 pounds. And you get all the yarn, the pattern, the read along, the beautiful art box, and UK postage is thrown in. I do have payment plans for that tier. So how it will work is you will pay a non-refundable deposit when the pre-order opens, and you will have 2 payments, one in June and one in August. So that's how it's worked for me for years, and people seem pretty pleased with it. I also would like to say that I know some people are not keen on pre-orders. If you would like the Advent, you don't want to order with a pre-order, you want to order something more ready to ship, I always calculate spares into my dye lots, or my Advent dyeing. So I will dye spares of every single base, every single tier. There will be spares, so that if you would like to purchase, if you want to purchase my Advent, but you want to purchase it closer to the day or closer to the time when it's dispatched, you will be able to do that. Please get on my email list if that's the case. I'm going to drop a link to my email list in the description box, and because my email list is always the first to know about Advent spare drops. So if that's something that's a priority to you, and that's something that's a way you would like to purchase your Advent, feel free to do that. The Advent will be shipping in October. Middle to end of October is usually when I ship all of my Advents. It doesn't matter if it's domestic or international. So that's when you can expect the Advent to be posted. So I will kind of keep you updated over the course of the summer with how I'm doing. Mostly the updates will happen on Instagram, so I'll keep you informed. If there's a problem, you'll get an email. But one thing I always say with Advents is, if you are doing the payment plan, if the payment plan is something that how you're choosing to pay, make sure the email that you initially place your order with is the best email for me to contact you, because that is my main avenue of communication to give you your invoices for the next round of payment. So I always get people who use an email they don't usually use, and then I have a really difficult time contacting them. So make sure that the email that you pay for the Advent is the one that, for your initial payment deposit, is the one that I can contact you on the easiest. And another thing is, I always get people, here's my recommendation for choosing a base. if you are not really sure what you want to make, the pattern, if you're not a crocheter and the pattern doesn't appeal to you, or if you have another idea, or if you're not really sure what you want to create with the advent, you want to make sure you get the most bang for your buck in terms of value, I recommend getting the plush sock base. That is my number one base that I sell in my shop, and just in general, and with advents, it's the most popular base because it is the most versatile. So you can use it for socks, obviously, shawls, garments, blankets, accessories, anything you would like to use it for. It is like an all-rounder. And as well, if you would like to eventually choose a DK pattern, you can always hold the sock weight double to equate to a DK. So that is my plush sock base, super popular. But that is my daily advent offering. You get all those products for 170 pounds, and it is by far probably one of the more popular products in my shop, and I'm really excited. Another tier that I'm really excited about, and this is actually the first time that I'm offering this tier, this is 12 days of fiber. So you can expect 12 little mini bumps of fiber, roughly 20-ish grams a piece. These will be individually packaged, and there'll be 12 colors, and I'm going to be pulling from the 24 mini skein advent for these colors. So you're going to have 3 colorways from mood board 1, 3 from number 2, 3 from number 3, and 3 from number 4. So the fade between the tiers probably won't be as smooth of a gradient, or the color between the bumps, sorry, will probably not be as smooth of a gradient as the 24 mini skeins, but I'm designing the fiber fade to still look like a beautiful fade. So you'll still get that gradient effect. It will just be a little bit, I wouldn't say rough, but yeah, it will still move through the colors, and it will be a really beautiful gradient spin. So I want to talk a little bit about the fiber blend that I'm using for this, because I'm using 100% Rambouillet fiber for my Enchanted Yarn Society clubs this year, and really gone down a storm with my customers. They really respond very well to Rambouillet. It's a great fiber. I love using it, but I am developing a couple of custom blends for my shop. So this is what I'm calling my house blend. So the house blend is what I'm going to be using on this advent calendar, and I think it is such a great fiber blend for beginner spinners, if you're advanced, if you want to try something new. So it's got a little bit of something for everybody. And the blend of this fiber is 50% Rambouillet, 33% Kent Romney, and 17% Cormo. So it's going to be beautifully soft. It's going to draft really well. It's going to have a little bit of character with that Romney in it, but it's not going to be scratchy or itchy. It's a dream to dye. And I have been working on fiber blends for my shop kind of behind the scenes for a couple months now. I've been trying a lot of different options. I've been talking to my suppliers, and we've had some really good phone calls with them about, what would go well best with my brand, what am I looking for in a fiber blend, and what do my customers like, and what would I like to introduce to them. So the house blend has come after like quite a lot of trial and error and testing and different types. So I'm really excited to be putting that blend into the advents this year. So for the 12 days of fiber, you get the 12 little mini bumps of fiber. You also get, it's gonna come beautifully packaged in a box with some custom art on the top. I am also including a custom stitch marker set this year for the 12 days of fiber specifically. So you're gonna get 4 little stitch markers. I'm thinking, I haven't nailed down the ones yet, but it's gonna be 2 gemstones, genuine gemstone stitch markers, and 2 charms that kind of go along with the theme. And so also the Discord read along is included. So the price of that advent for the 12 days of fiber is £50, and that is also inclusive of UK shipping. And additionally, like I said before, if you were international, I have adjusted the listing so that you get a little bit of that discount on your shipping as well. So that price is also incorporated into it. It's £50 for that tier. So 12 mini bumps of my custom house blend fiber. Perfect for the holidays. Okay, and so the last tier that I'm offering this year for the Advent in Avonlea is the weekly Advent. So this is something I did last year and it went down a storm. So this is a weekly sock set Advent. So you're going to get 4 sock sets, and this year I'm changing it up a tiny bit. So last year I only offered my plush sock base. This year I'm offering my plush sock base again. So you'll get 1 full-size skein and 1 20-gram mini with it, but I'm also offering my natural 4-ply, which is a non-superwash fingering weight merino. Really popular. I did a couple polls, asked customers if there was another base that they would like to use, and overwhelmingly non-superwash was requested. I know that some people do use non-superwash yarn to make socks, but a lot of people use the sock set Advent to make garments. They use them for different projects or shawls. They use the minis for different scrappy projects. So I've had a lot of people say, actually, we want the non-superwash option for this. So you're going to have a choice of base of plush sock or natural 4-ply for this. You're going to get four sock sets, so one 100-gram skein and a 20-gram mini for each week. And I think it's going to be on the Sunday. I have to double check with the days that I'm starting this in December. But in addition to the sock sets, which will be individually wrapped, they will each have a stitch marker on the sock set. So last year, if you purchased my Advent in Wonderland weekly sock set, every single sock set came with a little stitch marker that kind of matched the vibe of the colors I'm going for, whether it was a charm or it was a gemstone, something that kind of made you think of the character that I was trying to invoke. For the weekly sock set Advent, I don't think I'm going to go character based. I don't want to do like a sock set inspired by Anne and then a sock set inspired by Gilbert, although I did consider it. I think I want to look at some of her really iconic quotes in the books, because if you've read Anne of Green Gables, you'll know that she's full of these incredible one-liners, and she just has this way of expressing herself and describing things that just, yeah, it just warms your heart. So I really wanted the names and the inspiration for the colorways this year to kind of come from Anne herself. I really wanted to kind of, I don't know, lean into something a little bit different. So I've got a couple quotes that I am looking at interpreting into color, and I didn't want it to be too literal. I didn't want to do like an Anne of Green Gables colorway and have it be like orange for her hair. You know, I wanted to think a little bit more conceptually with how I'm interpreting those colors. So the weekly sock set Advent, let's just to reiterate, you have the 4 sock sets with a stitch marker. They will individually be wrapped, and they will be coming in a keepsake box, kind of like the 12 Days of Fiber. So that will also have different custom art on it. And there's this Discord read along is also included. So the price of that tier is £120. Again, including UK shipping in that price. And if you're international, there'll be a little bit offset to make your shipping a bit cheaper. So yeah, I'm excited about this tier. It's another one of my really popular ones, and people really love it. It's great to have some socks knit throughout December or throughout the year. I know some people work on them all year long. They do like one every couple months. I know some people who try to knit a pair of socks every single week in December, so more power to you. Okay, so the last part of this Advent is another collaboration. So I've got the collaboration with M of Mima Makes for the Daily Advent, which is a pattern. And the second collaboration is a little bit different. So I am collaborating with Gemma of Willow Bay Bags, and she has designed not 1, not 2, but 3 stunning project bags to correspond with the Advent and Avonlea theme. So when I initially approached Gemma, and she agreed to the collaboration, and I said, you know, my big inspiration obviously is Anne of Green Gables, so I want you to think gingham, quilt blocks, something soft and homey and kind of cozy and wonderful. So she nailed the brief for sure. So there are 3 different project bags. I'm going to work through it from sizes largest to smallest. So this is the big one. This is probably my favorite, and this is the large drawstring bag. As you can see, it is huge. It is so big and beautiful. Like, look at that. It's stunning. It's got these 2 handles on it, a quilt block pattern, and inside it's got this really beautiful lining. So Gemma did say to me that some of the fabrics might slightly change, and that the final listing, the listings will have the photos of the finished bags with all of the fabrics. So what you see in the listings is what you can expect to have delivered. So the bags are not going to be a mystery. A big theme that I wanted woven through the Advent, from the pattern that Em and I have been working on, to the bags, to the illustration of the custom art I'm having designed for the box, quilt box patterns, gingham quilts, you know, like fabrics and weaving, sewing, crochet, like that kind of homey, homespun kind of vibe. So I really wanted to bring that in all aspects of my collaborations and in the art. So like, look at this beautiful star pattern. I love it. I specifically asked her for this bag be large enough to fit all of the 24 mini skeins and a project. So let's say you want to crochet the pattern that Em is designing, you can fit all of the yarn, all of it in this bag. So it is quite big. It opens up really wide. It has these beautiful drawstrings, impeccably sewn, a beautiful product. And you will, I've already got one of Gemma's bags, and it's a bag that I love to return to because it's the perfect size. I'm a garment knitter myself. I don't typically knit a lot of smaller projects, so I like that I can fit my entire project in her bag. And it's yeah, my ideal size for a bag. So highly recommend this. This bag will run you £45 and 90 pence. And all of these bags, you are not going to be able to find them on my website. You can find them on Gemma's Etsy shop. So you can go directly to her to purchase. So I highly recommend. Okay. So the second bag that she designed is this medium-sized zipper. It's like a big pouch. This is perfect for 1 or 2 skein projects. So if you want to do a little shawl, or if you buy the weekly sock set advent and you want somewhere to put your socks while you're working on them, look at this. This is beautiful. Look at this quilt block pattern. This is probably one of my favorite quilt block motifs. I think it's so beautiful, and it's got this gorgeous gingham lining, and the hardware, I have to say, she's picked really beautiful, sturdy and like really hard wearing hardware for this bag. So definitely a zipper that won't get snagged or broken very easily. Just really beautifully sewn bags. Honestly, her quality is top notch. I really gorgeous sewn, and it actually has, I don't know if you can tell, like the back is like a little bit quilted on the back, so there's like a little bit of another subtle nod to quilting. So this bag, she said, is £36 and 40 pence, so perfect for a sock set advent. I have to say, actually, the larger bag would also be really good for the 12 days of fiber, because you could put all the little bumps in that bag while you're waiting to spin them up, and then obviously your yarn that you've spun can go in there as well. And so the last bag that she's created for the Advent collaboration is this cute Notions pouch. And this is actually quite big. You can probably fit, let me see if I've got a bunch of pens. I've got all this stuff. I have them next to my bookshelf. So like you can put pens in here, you can put Notions, your lip balm, your lip gloss, like this can hold a lot of stuff. So this bag is perfect for interchangeable needles and cables, scissors. You know, if you have one of those gauge swatch rulers, you can get one of those in there. Excellent quality. Again, beautifully sewn. This is like a nice corduroy fabric, so it's really soft. And then, well, I've got a bunch of stuff in there now, but you can see beautiful lining, really well done, lovely zipper. Stunning bag that you can use for a very long time. So this bag runs at £15 and 50p. Again, you can purchase this directly from Gemma herself on her Etsy shop. So I will put links in all my listings to get these bags. I will, on social media on the day of launch, you'll have links to go to her shop to get your bag. So directly from her, please. And another thing that I wanted to chat about before I wrap up this video is last year I offered dyed semi-solid colorways that corresponded with the Advent theme. So I dyed a dark and a light. And I've had a couple of people ask me if I'm going to do something similar again this year. And the answer is no, because Em and I have been working on the Advent pattern, and we have come to the conclusion that we would like to use undyed yarn as the contrast. So I will be selling all of the bases that the Advent is sold in as undyed, so that if you were crocheting up or even knitting another project and you want something that you definitely know will go, so any cream undyed yarn, but I will be selling skeins of undyed yarn closer to dispatch time, so like around September, October. I will be putting those listings up where you can purchase the ready to ship yarn that you would like. So yeah. Okay, everybody, well, that is the Advent deep dive finished. So I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in and watching the whole video. There's a lot of information to cover, a lot of just different options. And if you have any other questions about the Advents, if I've missed anything or haven't covered something specific, please leave me a comment. Or if you've decided which tier you'd like, what you're thinking of, what you would love to make, I would love to know. So please let me know in the comments. And yeah, I will see you on launch day. This is Jess from the Stash Podcast. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye.